Keys, Ohio players. I was going to cover it regardless. So, I've already on point that I was very disappointed in their last record. Surprisingly, I'm not here. In fact, I do feel like the energy's brought back a little bit more. Hell, I might even say I like it even more than I remember the comeback record. I feel like this is the band back in a good spot. For me. Also, they just chose to do a couple interesting, different feature types, or at least different as far as most Black Keys fans know, than the ones that Black Keys fans would know about in terms of the whole. Let's just say there's a couple tracks on here that are a little more hip hop oriented, but it's not. I was. Though I think the reason for why is because I think a lot of people heard the song "Beautiful People Stay High" and didn't think it was doing anything to move the needle after that, because there's 3 million plays on here according to YouTube thing, but then everything else is not even in the millions. It's just in the so. But yeah. Don't. This is Nowhere that opens this is pretty good. Good opener to really kind of bring the mood in and be like, okay, this is gonna be actually kind of fun for like Black Keys, you know what I mean? And then goes decent. Matters. And then there's tracks like Candy and Her Friends and Paper Crown, where they start going into more hip hop territory, which is not actually new for Black Keys. Those who don't know, it was a project called Black Rock, which was essentially the Black Keys working with Rockefeller Records, hence the Rock and Black Rock, which was I guess more of a hip hop label, and R&B, which like resulted in them mixing in with hip hop and R&B and being more used as for instrumentals, as well as being an actual collabs, and with a lot of those artists. This is a return to that, and it was a nice, and that was in 2009 apparently. So they had not been for over a good 15 years, I'd say, from now. From now, they hadn't done something with hip hop oriented stuff in a while. This was a nice change in pace to bring some of that back in. And I feel like some of that influence may or may not have rubbed off on them into doing something. Which after this, I'm wondering if maybe them and Gary Clark Jr. wouldn't be a bad collab. Well, in fact, there's a collab. In fact, the one collab that really, really gets me going, like except for maybe the rap part from Juicy J in Paper Crown, is the moments with him and Beck. Like I haven't heard anything that great from Beck in a while. But Beck, hell, I haven't heard anything from Beck in a while. So for me, hearing this with Paper Crown, yeah, I kind of want to see Black Keys and Beck actually collab together. Believe it or not, or at least Black Keys be involved on the next Beck record, maybe. Might check that out after hearing this track, at least that portion of it, minus like the rap feature stuff, which having their music uses instrumentals in hip hop isn't bad, and it's nice and it's a nice thing. It's better than most of this trap shit for me personally, especially since it's seeped into country and ruined that. Because Nashville's stupid at this point. Art to Be Your Lover was pretty good. I think Candy and Friends was probably the one that I liked more. The rap feature as opposed to Juicy J's from Little Odd as opposed to Juicy J, but So Satisfied was nice. I think Every Time You Leave was. I think Fever Tree was pretty good. Leave Every Time. Like, overall, I think Please Be So Satisfied was interesting. It felt like they brought back some energy that they hadn't had since they were on their pre-nonsense days, I believe. That was kind of missing a little bit, but I mean, or at least I had. This is the first time I could say I've enjoyed a record in a thorough kind of way, for the most part, from the band since. You could technically say El Camino, but for me, I mean, there are some moments on that record that are, but I mean, thoroughly speaking, I would say Attack and Release for me. So I actually really did like this. I thought it's a shame because of how the last couple records have been since they've come back has kind of wavered some people, I guess, and Beautiful People Stay High didn't really, I guess, clearly didn't do enough from what the rest of the track listing suggests, or at least not enough to hit nearly as many fucking plays as that, or at least according to this from YouTube Music, but which I'm guessing they count what the YouTube plays anyway, so there's that, and so keep that in mind. It's YouTube as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this overall, and I'm actually gonna give it. I can't say it's great. To me, I think it's great. I like some people who haven't been Black Keys fans. I don't think it'll do too much to change your mind unless you never knew about Black Rock. Then maybe this might be the record where you go check that out. Which, in fact, I'm starting to think that myself because I haven't yet to check out Black Rock. I've known about it, and then when it happened, I was like, wait, this is not what I expected. And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, they did do a hip hop project. So I was like, this wasn't that new for them, but it was something they hadn't tackled in a while. So it was kind of refreshing to me. So, in a way. So, I do think their decision to go back to something like that while also bringing back a little element of. I feel like if, like anything, post Attack and Release finally decided to do a Black Rock thing, I think. Because I'm trying to remember here. Because it is. There's later albums. I think that was pre Brothers or pre Attack and Release was the Black Rock project, and then it led to them being more creative, I guess. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, I don't mind this pocket. I think they should do more of this. Like I said, even working with Beck would be great. I wouldn't mind them working with Garrett Clark Jr. too. Be interesting. Especially since they have clearly a thing for hip hop too, so that would work for them two to work together, those guys to work together. But and they've played on I'd also say Limits like most bands, so yeah, could work. But what did you guys think of the new Black Keys record? And I'm aware there were some other records that come out this week, but some of them I just did not feel. And I just decided I finally needed to catch up and talk about this one. I was just busy that week that these records had come out within the week prior to those records having this and the Era record coming out. Yeah. And like I said, if I hadn't already made it clear, it was strong, keep it real to solid horns. So yeah, I'm very happy with this from those guys. What did you guys think of this Black Keys album? Leave a comment below, let me know. And as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. I'll see you in the next video with whatever that may be. Take care, y'all.